Give me your Warcry face. Hello and welcome to Miniatures Rundown. I am Joshua.
And I'm Mitchell.
And today we have a bevy of Warcry face releases.
A Warcry face?
All of it new. Well, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Look, unless you were very, very lucky, this one's new.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's start with the new stuff.
The new news.
So we've got Warcry Hunter and Hunted, which is notable for a couple reasons. Number one, I believe the first Cities of Sigmar Warcry warband.
Yeah.
Finally.
Technically.
You get the Wildercorp Hunters, Wildercore Hunters, and their loyal battle doggos. Because Games Workshop has figured out that if you want to sell a Warcry kit, you put a mascot, or in this case, 4.
Or Underworlds.
Or Underworlds.
Or Kill Team.
Or everything. Just mascots. Mascots for
just put mascots.
Even Necromunda now.
Yeah, true.
They're up against the Gorger Maw Pack, the first Ogres Warcry warband. They're basically ogres that are skinny because they can't get fed enough.
Poor guys.
Which really kind of defeats the purpose of ogres.
Yeah.
This one is notable and new in the fact that this is the first time they've done a dual box with the two factions that does not come with the accompanying terrain.
Yeah, that is a little strange. It still comes with the book.
It comes with the book.
For like all the terraining stuff.
Comes with the book. Comes with the book that has the rules for these folks in them. And all the terrain rules.
Does it have the cards too?
It does.
Don't the cards have the terrain on it that are in the box? Normally?
No, it doesn't have those cards.
Oh, okay.
It has
That's
the
what I was
cards for everything else.
Gotcha.
No, this is not a starter set. This does not have the full way to play.
Okay, fair enough.
It's fighter cards, ability cards, divider cards, and it does have 42 battle plan cards.
Yeah, I thought those normally. I've only played Warcry twice.
Okay,
It was with you, so I'm probably just mistaken.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So this retails 130, which is not bad for two teams that go for $60 a piece.
Yeah.
And $10 for the Maw Pot terrain.
Yeah.
That being said, the accompanying terrain set also retails for $110.
I think so.
Which means that if you're buying both, it's about $40 more than it used to be.
Yeah, which does suck. But you don't necessarily, like, if you like Warcry, you've already bought Warcry, you don't necessarily need the terrain. So, like, this is kind of a savings if you don't want this specific terrain.
Yep.
Kind of.
That is the great question. Is this a move to save you money and give people more options, or is this a cynical move where they're hoping to squeeze more from everyone? I think I'm actually going to go with the former in this case.
I think so too.
Because there's a whole lot of people who only want the minis and not the terrain pieces.
They're like, oh, I got to buy this $220 box to get the
I want to
minis.
get the Wildercore ahead of time for my Cities of Sigmar army. I got to buy this whole box. Now I guess you only have to buy a $130 box and hope you find an Ogre Mawtribes player to trade it off on.
Yeah.
And that's
they
why
exist. There's dozens of them. Dozens.
There are at least as many Ogre Mawtribe players as there are ogres in this box.
At least.
At least. Possibly more.
Got it. But
over here on the sprue can, we've got the sprue for the Gorger. The definitely, or not Gorger, the
Maw Pit.
The Maw Pit, the definitely not a Sarlacc.
Definitely not a Sarlacc.
It's a Sarlacc. Let's just be honest here. It's a Sarlacc with a sacrificial pit and all.
The Maw Pit is the ogre's terrain in Sigmar, isn't it?
No, it's the Maw Pot.
The Maw Pot. That is one letter away. Fine.
One letter makes all the difference in the world.
That's true. We could go on and on about that. But I actually do like this terrain. It looks pretty cool. Still disappointed that those aren't Flesh Eater Courts.
Yeah, I mean, they basically are.
They should be dual faction.
Here's the thing. If this was just a Flesh Eater Courts release, would we be crying foul at all? Would we have said, oh, those are definitely ogres? No.
No.
If this was the replacement for the Bargeist kit,
Yeah.
would there have been any complaints from anybody?
They'd be like, why is there a Maw Pit in here?
Because it's where they're fighting over. Who cares?
Sure.
This could have and should have been Flesh Eater Courts models. Changed my mind.
Yeah, they just don't look like ogres to me. I mean, I understand that they are ogres. They just don't look like ogres.
They're too skinny.
Too skinny. Which is the point.
But speaking of too skinny, you have the Wildercore Hunters and their battle doggos.
They are too skinny.
Well, they're humans. They're meant to be tiny and small. I'm not in love with these.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I'm the guy who kind of likes playing the boring humans. Like I play guard. Cities of Sigmar was my very first army. I don't know. These guys don't really do it for me.
No. Okay, so this is Warcry. So technically, can I just take all hounds?
Probably not.
Oh.
Because usually the faction rune marks mean that you'll need to at least take a leader, which is the Wilder Core Warden.
See, I would take the Warden just because he also has a dog, and then just fill the rest out with dogs.
It depends on the faction.
Sure.
So for like the what are the Hunters of Huanchi, I think you couldn't just take all Razordons because you had to have a certain number.
That disappoints me greatly.
Depends on the faction, depends on the release.
I mean, not that I'm going to buy this anyway, and also not like I'm going to play Warcry with it anyway.
I will probably get the Wilder Core Hunters eventually.
Sure.
Because they're very generic fantasy, so I can use them for a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can use those battle dogs for my enforcers in Necromunda.
Everything's Necromunda.
So, speaking of the terrain that didn't come with the models, we have the Scales of Talaxis Ravaged Land. This is functionally the terrain set that would have come with those models if this was a normal Warcry box.
Yeah, put this box together with that box, and you have an old box.
Although, given what they've also done for Kill Team, I think this is going to be the new normal.
I agree, and I'm okay with it.
I'm fine with that. I really didn't like that. I did not like the Ravaged Lands Gnarlwood terrain set.
Oh yeah,
in general.
I don't like the Gnarlwood either.
The meat trees, the bamboo bridges, the bits of Seraphon Temple were very interesting to me, but I didn't like most of the things surrounding it.
Yeah.
For me, this is more of the same.
Yep, I agree. It's not different enough.
That was also what we played on, and I gotta say those platforms and those bridges are thematically cool, but a giant pain in the butt to play around.
Yeah, I agree.
But that being said, this does come with the actual terrain cards. So the other one comes with the battle plan cards that you need to play. This one comes with the terrain cards
for how you set up the terrain.
For how you set up the terrain. But
the
you
battle plan.
can combine those battle plan cards with any of the terrain sets. So they didn't hide them in there.
Yeah.
That would have been very, very...
That would have been stupid.
That would have been a giant middle finger. Thank goodness. They hid them in here instead.
Yeah.
This also come with a double-sided game board. There's 5 giant sprues of terrain. There's 5 sprues of terrain. You do get a fair chunk of plastic, and I mean, like, you know...
Yeah, it's a thick box.
Dang boy, he thick. That's kind of decent for a Games Workshop terrain kit. It's okay for Warcry, where you don't need a lot of terrain, because there's not a lot of shooting.
Yeah.
But Age of Sigmar, where you really do want some line of sight blocking.
Yeah, this is not great. It's like 3 things to stand on and a ton of like little walls.
Warcry has always been a lot of scatter.
Yeah.
Except for that initial set. That initial set was amazing. And it is the bar to which my brain compares all other sets.
Yeah, that's true.
And none of them have got there. This one is no different.
I agree.
Sorry.
If you like the meat trees, this is great. If you don't like the meat trees, wait for the next season. Didn't we just move seasons and we're still in the meat trees?
This one's kind of inter-season. Like, it's not really part of the meat trees, but it's not, they haven't announced the next season yet either.
All right, wait for the next season, I guess.
So this one's not new.
No.
Wait, yes it is, because these guys didn't come in a box of their own. This was just announced. These guys did not come in a release box.
You're right.
The Vulcan Flameseekers were announced alongside the Wilder Core.
Oh, right,
But
right.
unlike the Kruleboyz, did not come in one of the faction dual boxes.
Interesting. So this is actually new.
Yes, this is actually new. And, you know, I love that with one box, we have completely doubled the number of Fyreslayer sculpts in the range. Not even really a joke, I think.
No, it's just true.
And I will say these folks do look a lot better than most Fyreslayers.
Yeah.
Not just because of the, first off, calling the baby Magmadroth the Kundaldroth.
That is a great name.
That is a great name for a great, adorable little creature. I want one just for the baby Magmadroth.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy this, though. Expect exorbitant prices on eBay for baby Magmadroths.
Yeah.
Hashtag,
Very similar to Crabnose.
hashtag Crabnose economy. You can see from this ruse that these are really just kind of more Fyreslayers, though.
Yeah, they are. As much as they try to vary the sculpts, they're still dwarves with big hair and melee weapons.
Sorry,
There's only so many times you can have the same guy with a different weapon.
It's funny because other factions have the same issue, but Stormcast manages to have very distinct chapters. Like the Sequitors are very distinct from the Liberators, who are pretty distinct from the Thunderstrike, despite them all being golden armor banana boys.
Yeah.
And yet they are making them more visually distinct with other things. And these guys are distinct from the other Fyreslayers, I will say that much.
Yeah.
But they don't feel that distinct. With the exception of the Drothmaster.
Yeah, the leader.
And the Runefather. The leader and the Beastmaster, basically. They have enough going on that they stick out from other Fyreslayers.
Yeah, I like the like eggs on his shoulders.
Yeah, the egg holders.
Yeah, the egg holders. Apparently that is so that they're not attacked by other Magmadroths.
Yeah.
That's great. We saw something, what was it? Back when I played War Machine, there was something similar that was a dwarf, funnily enough, that had a bear pelt, and it was the child of the bear that was with him, so that the bear that was with him would think that he was the child, just so that it wouldn't maul him to death. It worked. So yeah, something very similar was like, please don't eat me. These eggs will crack if you knock me over. Is kind of funny. I still don't think the Runefather is that different from any of the other like rune.
Maybe
blah,
his
blahs.
headdress is just incredibly extra.
Yep. I mean, they all are.
I do also like that their axes are very clearly mining pick inspired. Which is going more back to traditional dwarves and a little bit different than just the normal fire axe thing that they've got going to this point.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Look,
I'm just not.
I'm clutching at pearls here, man. You gotta have something.
I gotta have something? Why do I gotta have something?
They gotta have something.
Oh, okay. No, they're not gonna have something.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, the Kindle Droth is just by far the coolest thing in this whole thing.
Or the hottest thing in this thing. And last, and certainly least, it's the Kruleboyz Monster Killers.
The best part is this is not even the first guy in this release that has eggs on his shoulders, and just not as impressed.
Right. The only nice thing about this guy is that the tiny grot holding an egg is called the Clutcha grot.
Yeah, that's good.
We talked at length in our previous video about how we do not like the baboons in this set.
We talked about it when it was revealed, when it was put up on preview, when we got it in, when this was put up on preview, and now. We talked about this kit 5 times now.
But you know what? I will say that Kruleboyz, at least the bones, wearing bones are nice. The Bala boy is kind of fun concept. The Beast Knob just has so much going on.
It is. He's a little too much. That was the one that I compared to the girl from the trash lady from Labyrinth.
Yes.
I remember that. That was a while ago.
Here, pop it.
Yeah. Just like completely covered in garbage.
That's what he is, completely covered in garbage.
And he also has stuff on his back.
Hey! Well, that's it for releases this week. If you're not into Warcry, it's kind of a bit of a dry week for you. Okay, sorry, not kind of a bit. It's a dry week for you.
Week. So the only thing that I'm interested in, even a little bit here, which is unfortunate for me, is the Kruleboyz, because I do play Kruleboyz. I just hate the monkeys. They did finally put up the Age of Sigmar rules for all of these.
War
Scrolls for all these. I only looked at the one that I was interested in, which is fine. But I'm glad they finally put them up. Because this one came out how long ago? Multiple months, and it didn't have the rules for it.
Right.
So, but hey, even if you don't play Warcry, these are technically usable in Age of Sigmar. I don't know how good they are.
Yeah, I forget how good the Wilder Core Hunters are. I'm not going to pick up this box for obvious reasons. I'm not going to pick up any of this box, unfortunately.
Not me either.
But that's also because we kind of bounced off Warcry. But Warcry is a very popular game.
It is popular. I am not a fan. I know you've played it a lot more than me, but I just don't like its mechanics as much as I like some other games. I would rather just spend my time on those.
Yep. But as far as that, I'm glad that it got a little time in the sun after the giant marine blitz that happened last week.
Yeah. They're just so into like left, right with 40k Sigmar.
Yeah, if I did play Warcry, I still wouldn't be able to buy any of these because I blew all my money on Marines.
That's true.
And
that's what they're banking on.
Yeah, the pace never seems to slow.
Even though they did the 2-week pre-order, and then they did another 2-week pre-order, and then another 2-week pre-order. It's still 1 week after another.
The hits start coming and they don't stop coming.
Don't stop coming, they don't stop coming!
You okay?
No.
That about sums it up. Well, let us know below if you're okay with any of this, just in general.
Yep.
If not, leave us a comment below so we can send you some help.
Yeah, how are you doing? You doing okay?
Tell me about your day.
Yeah. Just write your diary in the the comments of this video.
Why?
I don't know. Engagement.
Are you volunteering to read it?
I didn't say that.
And there we go. That's it from us this week. We'll see you next week when we have something a little bit more up our alley, I think.
Got some Horus Heresy next week.
Some Horse Heresy, and then following that,
Well, no, because the Horus Heresy stuff and the Necromunda stuff are releasing the same week, aren't they?
oh, you're right.
Ah, that's going to be a big week.
It's going to be a big, exciting week. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.